Welcome, my students. It's yet another great day that we are here to learn and do great things. And today I want us to concentrate on how to construct a wardrobe cabinetry. Welcome. For the purposes of saving time, I've tried my best to capture all the details that we need. This is what we are doing today. We'll be involving ourselves with a wardrobe that has 2 doors and a separate place for the drawers and also open shelving. And I've already done a drawing for this, a sketch. This is the top and this is the section, and also considered the sizes that we need for each. Like for skirting, we need 80, and like we've always done, I've already tried to take in the parameters. Like you can see, I've done the skirting, the deco height. I've already considered this deco height and also the offset from the ground. And that will help us to quicken our drawing. Let's start. Like we've always done from the previous exercises, we'll go to 3D, and this is where we'll do all our work. And before we do that, we need to go to 2D. And remember, we do project 2, 3 to 72. This one will help us to see our drawings on the 2D here. That needs to be done. It's important. Let's come to our 3D. Like we've always done, remember, we do go subs. These ones help us to organize our work well. And I'll start with the first 100, go sub 100, and let this be for all horizontals. Horizontals will include the top, the base, and even the skirting. Go sub 200, all verticals. Go sub 300. This is our back. Go sub 400. Go sub 500. This will be the drawers. And go sub 600 handles. And in case we need to add some more, we'll do as we go on and then finish with the end. Then come here, write 100. Remember the keyword return. You can copy this. Let's do some comments here. Copy this. This is how we prepare our work so that it becomes easy for us to work. Let's copy this. This will be 200. This will be this one. Copy this. Let's first add space here. Just enter several times. This is 300. Let me copy everything, then we'll just delete what we don't need. This is 400. 500. And then 600. 600 is handles, 500 is drawers, 400 are the doors, and then 300 is the back. And you are good to go. Now let's start with 100. And remember the drill. We always work with prisms when you're talking of rectangles. I'll start with the material first. Remember our top. Okay, we can't be able to see from this, but we can tell that the body is made up of white. Let's come here and pick wood mat 2. This is white. And then we can have our prism. It will have 5 points. And then we consider the height. The height is as per top wood thickness. And then we can start working. Let me repeat for purposes of those who are joining for the first time. The best thing to work on this is to draw a Cartesian. It will consider the midpoints of each, like that. The lower left will have x and y as negatives. Here x is positive, y is negative. Here each of the values is positive. Here x is negative and b or y is our positive. So that is the consideration. To get this point, we said it's half of the x value, which happens to be a. So come here. Remember, we are starting with this first point here. It's in the negative. It's negative a divided by 2. And in terms of b, this b, it's b divided by 2 but in the negative. Minus b divided by 2. And then we finish with the status. So copy this. Remember, we are going in the opposite. So all we need to change is the value of a, the sign for a. Copy this, paste. We are now going to the other side. So we have a as positive and then b as positive. I'm rotating like this. This was my first point. I go to the second point, third point, fourth point, and then finish here. Our third point is here, which happens to be in the positives. We said the a and y are positives. So that's why I've written a divided by 2, b divided by 2, and then proceed. This will be negative, and then go to the first point and finish with a negative 1. That is what we said. But remember, our top, which happens to be here, will be from the base. And in order to do that, we add what we call add z. Add z will be zzy, the actual height of the whole cabinet, minus the thickness of the top. And to finish, we said every transformation, which includes add z, add x, add y, move x, move y, all those, and rotations, they need to be deleted. We only have one transformation here, so delete 1. And then you can see from our 2D view, we have this. Before I proceed, I forgot to include the pen here. Give the pen and give it what we considered here, count. Come here and paste. You can see it has changed to the pen that I want. So this is the top. Go to 3D view and you can see our top. Now let's create the bottom. Let's create the bottom. Again, copy this. For this, we don't need to add z, zzy, zx. We are adding, remember we are talking of this shelf here. Should be somewhere here. but hidden by the door. So we are offsetting by the skirting height. Come and pick skirting height. This is the one, and include it here. And then this works well. This will now become the sideward. And then in terms of the parameters here, remember I haven't shown this, but it should be this one here. Sorry. We should have the side, which is 18. That means our wood, 18, our wood does not start from the end, but starts after the first side panel. So come here, and that will affect our A's. So it's A plus the side wood. Today I'm moving fast. If you've been following, things are very easy. Then on the other side, you remove, here you add, and then here you add, and you can see. And before we make mistakes from here, remember we need also to consider that our handles are part of this. So when you talk of this length here, I'm talking about here, instead of coming to the end, we first need to remove handle width, which is 20, and then our doors, 18. Then we have some spacing. There's always some spacing between the doors and the main body, which is 6. What we are talking about right now is up to this level. So when you're talking of the B value for all of these, we should be talking of, like from here, whenever you have a negative sign before any of these fractions or numbers, and you want to remove something, you always add. So add, and the first thing that we need to add is the handle width, then add the door wood thickness plus the spacing. These ones must be included. So come here, copy this. It will affect this other point and affect also this other point wherever you have negatives, because this is the front. The back will also be affected because we need to put the back wood. Again, come and pick this one and remove from the back that and that. Then come to this one, same drill. Wherever you have a negative B, you add this, and then for the B positive, you remove the back wood, and then you can have a view. This is what you have. Perfect. For purposes of knowing what we are doing, let's come here and comment. This is the top, this is the bottom, and now what you want to do is this cutting. You need to organize your work so that in case of errors, you're able to pinpoint exactly where you need to adjust. So again here, remove the add Z. Remember our skirting starts from the base. The base is the last point here. That is the 0 point here. For us, this becomes the skirting height. You need to keep referring to this so that you don't make mistakes. And then let's see, everything remains, but in terms of B, we need to adjust something here. We need to remember that the skirting is always offset inside, so and that measurement I didn't include here. Let's say skirting offset, and this is by 30. Copy this. Where we have minus B, come and add skirting. Can now copy, and you can see this is what I'm talking about. It has already gone inside. We are done with the horizontals. Let's do the verticals. Can pick one here. The material is the same. In terms of add Z, we don't need because it's starting from 0.0, but in terms of height, it is ZZY ZX minus our top wood thickness. Now we are talking of, let me show you the drawing here. We need 18. We are talking of this part. And our first point to be A, as you can see, we are talking of, let me highlight this correctly. We are talking of the green part that I'm about to draw. That one. So this is our first point. Then we come to this, and then we finish with the last two. Let's start. And our first point is A, divide by 2. We remove this. B remains as handle width, door wood thickness, and then that. You can now delete this. We don't need this. Copy all of this. And now the second point will be width, the side wood thickness. Copy this, paste. In terms of B, we are going all the way to the back, and that is B divided by 2. Remove all of this, copy this. This again will be to the end, so we remove this, then copy the first point. These things are easy once you get a drill of what is happening. And then because we have no transformer, delete this. Let's check it out. We've already done that one. Now we are doing this one here. Let me draw it out. 18. Now to get to this point, we'll have to add this and this and this, then we add the thickness. Come here. No, this is not the bottom, this is side 1. Copy everything. And call it side 2. In terms of A, it's A divided by 2 plus into bracket. We need to see the door width. Yes, yeah, this is the one, the door width. Door width plus spacing plus door width, so that you can get to the first point here. Should be working from here. I need to show you from here. Let me extend this line all the way there, and we need 18. Again, all we need is up to there. I'm talking about this point. Go back, Whenever you have two parameters that are the same, you don't need to copy twice. So I can delete this and then multiply this by 2 and then delete this. That's our first point. Delete all these other points. Come here, copy, paste. We are going to the other point. This will be plus side wood thickness. The other points remain. Copy, paste, and then A remains, but for B we are going all the way to the back, but we remove, let's remove this. We remove the back wood thickness. Copy this, paste here. The first point here is always the same as the fourth point here. Always, whenever you have 5 points. So copy this and paste it here. Copy the first point, paste, finish with -1. Now, in terms of the middle partition that you are creating, remember it won't start from the bottom. This needs to be starting, sorry, it needs to start from there. So we need to offset by a height. So come here, add Z, skirting height plus side wood thickness. And in terms of now the height, we need to remove the top height and these two items here. Copy, plus, paste, close the bracket, and then you delete 1. Check it out. You can see we are doing well. We are done with the sides. Let's do the back. Again, copy this. We only have one back, so we don't need a lot of details. The material is the same. Remove the add Z. Our height to be ZZ minus, because it starts from 0, but at the top we remove the top wood thickness. Again, come here. We will start with A plus 2. Remove the side wood thickness. In terms of B, we are talking of B positive and the first point to be minus the back wood thickness. This should be minus. Delete all of this. Copy this. Paste. Now we are talking of opposite of this, so this is minus, this is positive, this is minus. Copy this. In terms of B, we are now going all the way to the back. Copy this. Remember we said the first point where we have A is the same as the fourth point here. Paste. Copy the first point and then finish with -1. We don't have any of the transformations, so this is correct. You can see everything is working perfect. This is what we have. We need to do the doors. Let me first do the first door. Just copy this, paste, and again it has 5 of these. The height, first of all, add Z. We add the skirting height, and for the actual height it is deco start offset plus the skirting height. Let's confirm. We have 870 and 80, which is correct. So we are done with that. Let's work on the door. We have our first point for the door. Remember, our door is this one. This one. I think I need to be drawing these things for you to understand. Let's start up to there. That's the midpoint. We have a spacing in between of 6, so 3 on either side. Mirror. So our door is this one, the one that I'm drawing with the green up to there. Let's do the other one so that we can visualize it better. Yes, those are the two doors that we have. Our door starts from here, so you can see in terms of A, we are starting from the end, and this is it. Remove this. In terms of B, it's minus B divided by 2 plus, we are only this time removing the handle width. Remember, we added the handle width on the other one, other components. That's it. Delete all of this. Come here, copy, paste. This time we are adding the door width. Yes, this one. Copy, door width plus the side wood thickness. Always confirm with your drawing. We've messed a bit because it means from here up to here is where we have the 997, so we don't need the side wood. And we are done. Come here. A remains, but for B, this time we add the door wood thickness. Copy this. The first point here is correct, so that, and then copy this one, and this becomes -1. You already have a transformation. We delete, and then let's see. That's the first part of our door. Let's do the second part, or the middle part, which has the decoration. Copy, paste. This is wood 1 now, and this time we are adding add z, the skirting height, plus, or let's check it out before we make errors. So we are doing the skirting, the door, the deco offset, and the deco. No, and the deco offset. This is it. Plus deco offset, and the height is deco height. This one. Deco height. Then we proceed. Everything should be as it is, because remember we are working within the same area. I think this should be correct. That is correct. Everything is okay. We've missed a point here. Just a moment, I see where the, oh, okay. Sorry, we did not need this. Yes, we are good to go. That is the midpoint of the decoration. Let's do the top part. Copy this. This time is wood 2. In terms of height, we'll need skirting height plus deco start plus the deco height, and then 950. Oh, sorry, in order to get that, we'll need the height is ZZ, the whole height, ZY, minus the whole of this bunch. And all the other parameters remain. Let's see. And we are good. Let's do the other door. Can have a comment here. Door 2. Let's first copy the first part. This will be easy. This one belongs to this. In terms of A, this time round we are coming all the way to this point here. It means it's A divided by 2 minus the door width. Door width. This is it. Plus door width plus spacing. There's a spacing. We always have a space between the two doors. This remains. Let's copy this. First of all, let's delete all of this. Copy. And then again we add another door width. But we said whenever you have two parameters that are the same, don't copy this, just multiply by 2. Copy, paste, then the other one is this, then add door wood thickness. Copy this. First point A is the same as the fourth one. Then copy this, paste. The last point is -1. Should be good to go. Guys, do you see how easy it can be? It's that easy. Let's copy these two and just change a few things. We've seen that for A, we're only adding this. Come here, add, and then this affects point 4 and 5, so add. Be careful of what you're doing, and then add. Keep checking for errors. You can see you already have an error here, but it's a minor one. We'll sort it out. You see? Then do the same for this one. The first point is we add this one. The first point, the fourth point, and the fifth point, and then add these to the second and third points. Guys, do you see how easy we are doing this? Very easy. Let's do the drawers. The drawer height, okay, we pick this one. The drawers are made of material number 2. And in terms of Z, they're starting after the skirting height. And then the height Let's give it an arbitrary height. Our height will be determined by a conditional statement. So whatever we give it right now may not matter much, but let me pick just a size, the handle length. Come here and pick the handle length. Again, let me show you where our drawers are starting. Our drawers are starting here. Let me draw for you. These are our drawers. This is what we have as our drawer. Our first point is here. We come, remember when we talk of this point, we're in a place where x is positive and y is negative. Come here to this, it's a, now minus the drawer width. Copy this, drawer width, let's write drawer width here. And for b, it's correct because it's minus the handle width. Delete all of this, paste this one. Our a is up to the end. Remove this, copy this. In this one now add door wood thickness, copy. First point is the same as fourth point for a. Copy the first one, -1. And that's our first drawer. We'll do the side, don't worry about it. You can see that's our first drawer. Now, for us to have 3 drawers, I can see from our drawing here. It's not very visible, but I'm suspecting we have 3 drawers. We need to use what we call a 4 next loop. And for us to work with a 4 next loop, we need to write the number of drawers that we have. So we include n drawers as a parameter. This is an integer. Number of drawers, we need 3 so that we can have dynamic drawers. Once you have this kind of dynamic drawers, you can be able to adjust 2 to 3 to 4 depending with the number that you need. Come here, and where we have the prism, we'll need to consider a few things. We'll need to consider the available space. Our available space for drawers is what you can see me measuring up to here, which is 600. Come here. Oh, sorry, the 600 may be taken as in terms of parameters. Drawer height minus the skirting height. The other thing we need to consider is depending on the available space divided by the number of drawers, which you normally call the drawer base. How many do we have? Come and ask and write drawer base is equals to this space that we have divided by the n drawers, and then include the 4i. I is a counter which starts from 1, 2, 3 depending on the number of n drawers that you have. For I is equals to 1, 2, 2 n drawers. Then we say add z. We need to add the skirting height minus the drawer base plus this one. I said you need to look it into from the notes that I showed you. It's a very complicated thing. This one has to be included. And now our height is equivalent to the drawer base that we have. Drawer base, and we have to remember between each drawer we have spacing. Remove that spacing. And then to finish up, finish with next I. This time round we remove this because it's included down here. I hope you've not made any mistake. And you can see this is what we have. The drawers have come out perfect. Let's add the sides and the top. Let's say this is the drawer face. Drawer face. Let's do the drawer top. Drawer top. You can copy this up to here. Our drawer top will be add, and it starts after the drawer height. Copy this. That's add Z, and the height of this is side wood thickness. For A, it's drawer width minus. Remember, drawer width goes to the end, and this one is offset by the side wood. Side wood thickness. Come here, copy, can delete this. Then the other one goes, no, this is correct. But for this one, we remove A minus. Yes, that is the correct drill. Copy this, paste here. It is B minus the backwood. Remember, it's going all the way to the back. Backwood thickness. Copy this. First point here is the same as fourth point. Copy the first point and then finish this with -1. Let's hope there is no error. Guys, we are doing well, but you can tell there's an error here. It's very minor error, although it can still work as it is. You can leave it as it is. Let's do the side one. Copy. Drawer side. We are not adding any transformation, and the height is drawer height. Drawer height. We are now talking about this end part here. Starts here. Sorry. Starts you need to suspend. So we are talking of this part here. So our first point is A divided by 2 minus the side. We need this here. copy this. Let's delete all of this. A goes to the end. Copy this. This is B minus, no, this goes to the end as well because it's at the end. Remove this. Copy this. First point here is the fourth point. Copy, finish off here. We don't have a transformation, delete this. Okay, that's it. But as you can see, this tells me there's an error with the back and also the top, the back and the top. The back didn't go to the end totally. So come and choose our back here. That is why you need to write these in groups. It makes work very easy. Yeah, this one. A was correct, but when we came to the A side, we didn't need to remove any of these. So come here so that it gets to the end. Yes, you can see there's a change. Let's go to the drawer side. We always make these mistakes and must be rectified. That means our B, we remove the backward thickness. Copy, paste. Yeah, you can see there's no lines intersecting. And then for the top, we also need to make it to the end. So draw top, it is this one. Remove this, remove this. That has been executed perfectly. Okay, and then for the side, we also need to make it shorter. Side, so it's handle plus spacing, handle width plus spacing plus door wood thickness. Copy this. This will affect the first point. The second point here, if I'm not wrong, wherever you have minus BS, and the last point here. Yes, you can see for yourselves. We need a space between these two, the drawer and the main door here. So we need to shorten our drawers by the spacing, the drawer face. That means it's A minus drawer width minus spacing. Copy this, and this will affect everywhere we have the drawer width, minus and a minus. Yes, that's it. We are almost through. Let's do our shelving. We have 2 shelves. We need to write a parameter for that. Write n shelves, number of shelves 2. And this works the same as the drawer. So we can copy the drawer face. This should be under the horizontals. And this is shelves. Shelves. The first thing we ask ourselves, let's see the color that we have for this. That is wood number 1. The available space is the draw height plus side wood thickness. So let's start from here. We need ZZY, the dex, the total height, minus top wood thickness plus all of this, the draw height and the side wood, the top of the drawer. And now consider this as shelf base. It's a variable space, but n shelves for I is equals to the same. Add z, this time you're adding all of these two, yes. Copy this one here, minus shelf base. We are only interchanging things here. And then we do the shelf. This is the height would be side wood thickness, then A minus draw width. This time I feel we should remove, this time we remove the side wood thickness. B is handle width plus spacing plus door wood thickness. I find this very satisfying. You may make errors, but whatever you do, you always get a product that you can use for a long time, is adjustable, you can do so much. Then for this other side, it's minus side wood. Go to the back, this becomes B minus backwood thickness. Copy this, paste, copy the first point here, paste here, copy the first point again, paste, and -1. And if there are no errors, we are good to go. Should be errors. Let's see where the errors are. First, let's delete this transformation. Let's start from the top. It's here. This is wrong. Let's see another one. This is wrong. Sorry, I think we've messed here. For this one, because we have delete, we have a transformation, delete one is correct. This is correct. This one is the one that has an error. Check. Let's continue. Here, this one is sorted by this. This didn't have, this has, this doesn't have any add transformation, and the GDL is correct. Now the error is with our scripts. Let's go back. Oh, sorry, I know why. We added the n shells, but you can see the type is length. Make this an integer, right to here. Still have an error. Let me check it out. I've already gone through the scripts and I've realized we made a big mistake. The whole of this script should be contained within the 100 where we have the word return. So come here and paste, and you can check for errors. This is, you can see we already have some errors. You check them out. Go to this, you can see our shells, but we have one mistake here. Like you can see, whenever you are drawing using the for and then statement, the first shell is made at the initial point. So we needed to include that one and make these 3 shells. And there we are. We need to adjust something here. We need to adjust so that it gets the end. So let's do those changes. The shells that is under this part here, delete, delete, and you can see. And then at the front, we need to reduce. Let me check it out. I've gone through the script and oh my, you don't write the word wood. So remove this, and that. Still have another one. And shells. Let's check whether we've, yeah, that one has been sorted. Still have another problem, but you can see it's not affect. Oh, it's here. Errors will always be there, so we still have this. Perfect. And there we are. Our biggest issue now is how do we change this one? And that would mean we add here this to cater for that spacing, plus you can see we've removed it from the bottom and it has added itself at the top, and that means now we do -1 here. Hooray! And that's our wardrobe. Now let's do the interior part of this place where you have the doors. And at times where we have the doors, some people may decide, let's open this and just remain free without anything. And therefore it means we need to do a parameter that will make sure that these doors are either there or not. Come to wardrobe, go to parameters and introduce another parameter. Let's say call it door on off, and this is a boolean. Whenever you talk of a boolean, this is a case of either yes or no, which is where you have 1 as yes, 0 as no. Doors, let's write doors, and let's click OK for on. Then come here to 3D And under doors, you need to write a statement. If, pick this one, doors is equals to 1, then we can have the doors. And if, that's enough. And let's try, remove this, and you can see we have an empty space. And all I wanted us to do is to do the cloth hanger, the cloth rod, and that is, oh, that we didn't include it here. Let's do it here. Is number 700 cloth rod. Let's rush down here and have the cloth rod. This is number 700. For us to do a pipe, we use what we call a group. So write group, give it a name. All this I've shown you from our GDL scripts notes that I shared some times back. You can always read from there. You'll need a sphere with a diameter, cloth rod diameter, and then divide by 2 because we work with radius, and group. And then you'll use what we call a sweep group. So start with the keyword press group, sweep group into brackets, our pipe, and then we always have these coordinates of x, y, and z. Ours is around the A, and our A is Z. So we have to determine the pipe length. And then because we are not interested with Y, put 0. And for Z, put 0. Determine the length of the pipe. These maths we do it under master. So you can write cloth pipe length is equals to A minus, that will be, you're only removing the drawers. So remove the drawers, 600. Drawer width plus side wood thickness. This is times 2. Ask me why? Because we have this and this one. Copy this and paste here, and then you can check out. Yeah, our pipe is here, but at the wrong location. Let's put the color of this pipe. Let's do cloth pipe matte, cloth pipe. Cloth pipe surface, we can do metal, most of it is chrome. Copy this, come here, material, paste. Yeah, that's it. Now let's press it to the right position. Come here, right, add Z. In terms of add x, add x, it has to start from minus a divided by 2, plus the sidewood, minus a divided by 2 divided by 2 plus sidewood thickness. In terms of height, add z. Let's see whether I had this is it. We have two transformation, add x, add z, delete 2. Guys, you can see. Let's add a place for storage. This should be under the horizontals. Let's add storage. Let me pick the bottom. Storage. This time we are adding. Let's see, storage height is this. Or other things remain. That's it, but we make sure it doesn't go all the way to the end. That means for part number this is we are removing the drawer width plus that. Copy this, bring it here. My guys, you can see. And then we can just decide to have another shelf below here. You can stick your small things down there. Again, pick this one. Let's say storage 2. This time, let's pick a height of drawer height. Sorry, there's no delete 1. There. And we have our wardrobe complete. And the final thing that we need are the handles. Now we can decide even to return our doors. The other part is optional. Let's do our handles. For purposes of, I remember last lesson I showed you how to do the handles. So we'll just import a handle. And all we need is to come here and say use the call key, but first we need to write handle type and type use ABC, come to parameters, write values, and type, then you can name them here. Let me go to my folder. I've created several. I showed you how to do it. Let's pick this for now. Let's return here. You can see it's already here. Or call key and type all and then parameters all. Check scripts. Can't find this macro. I know why, because that file is not included in our script. So come here, go to library manager, add. I need to add this. Check. You can see it has added itself. They are here. Let's bring them all the way to where we have the drawers, and that means we go to where the drawers are. Let's write the transformations that will bring the handles to the right place. That means add x. Let's first do the add y, and we do minus b divided by 2. Delete this one. You can see where it has come to. It's at the front now. Let's move it to the side. Add z a divided by 2. Those are two transformations. You can see, and that tells you that the end point here corresponds to the end of our cabinet. So to get to the center, we'll first have to get to the center of the drawer face and then add half of the hand width. Are we together? So it's a minus drawer width divided by 2 plus handle length divided by 2. Yes, that's the price. But now, how do we get the correct height for this? We go to the script for the drawer face. Let's copy everything. And those, let me copy everything here. And then we replace this with the presim script. And then for the height, add this drawer bay divide by a figure 1.6. And then remember, this transformation goes with this delete. We have 2 more, so cut this, bring at the end here, and delete this. My people, do you see the magic? They're already there. Now I need to put for our 2 doors. Again, let's write here drawer face handles. Let's copy this and write door. Remember, this is lying horizontal. We need to do them vertical. That means this time we don't need these stories, so many stories. In fact, even delete these, delete these, delete these, delete these, delete these. We need to rotate. This is always complicated, but I always do try and error. I will do X, do 90, delete 1, or this gets me confused. Is it Y? Yes, you can see. But once you do any rotation, these things always interchange, and this is where I always get confused. It always complicates my thinking. What used to be X, I believe it's now Y. Let's try. Add Y. What was X becomes Y. And our X was our A. And our, so let's start with X first because we want to bring it to the front. X now stands for our Y. So minus B divided by 2. This will confirm whether we are correct. I don't think so. Let me try Z, Y. Oh yes. Our Y seems correct. Let's try our height. Add Z. I want this to go to half of the cabinet. So ZZY ZX divided by 2. We have 3 transformations. Oh, okay. This one hasn't changed. That is okay. And then let's do add X. If we have to do our X, let's tell ourselves what offset do you need this from here. Let's give it like 50. Come and give it a, it's right here. And offset 50. That means you come here, add X, it's minus A divided by 2 plus the door width minus the handle offset. Now we have 4 transformations. Perfect. You've read that in the right place. Let's go to the other one. Copy the whole of this. We just changed something very little. It's this plus spacing plus handle offset. Guys, isn't this amazing? The final thing that you need to do is come to the parameters and just make this attached to our product. You remember the drills, how you can have different titles for this. I don't want to go into a lot of details because of time. And that's it. Save this, save it, go to the ground floor. We need to add this first. Library objects, add Go to the desktop, GDL, add pick, come here, go to GDL, pick, and that's it. Let's do some render, add some writing, writing, let's do that too. The height, like doing 2000, that one here, go to the render settings, can do 800 by 800, come here, ramps, like doing 120, illumination 200, environment, remove sky, effects, caustic, that's it. Then do a marquee, and guys, that's it. Thanks for your time. Keep subscribing, sharing, and commenting down there. See you another time. You have a great time. Thank you.